friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. Don't call or text me, it's about to begin. I've been patient, time for me to chime in. Comfy clothes on, feeling just fine. I'm busy right now, it's crafting show time. My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. The host came on, they are truly a gem.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Hey, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to our morning show. Thank you all for tuning in. I see a bunch of people in the chat chatting away. Good morning to you all. Hello, hello there. I see people from all over the place. Port St. Lucie, Maryland, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Awesome. Hello. The desert of Arizona. Oh boy. Good morning. And I see a lot of our members out there as well. And people from all over the place. This is awesome. Thank you all for tuning in this morning. Sassy, Marlene, Robert, Robin, Heather, Jackie, hello. Barbara, Betty, Bargain. Awesome. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate this. All righty. Well, it is the Monday after Mother's Day weekend, and I hope everyone had a very wonderful weekend. I know we had a great time on our end. We had a beautiful day. It was kind of cloudy, but a little breezy, and it was just kind of perfect to kind of be out and about. We did pick up my mom. She lives down in the Homestead area, so we did pick her up, and we kind of went to the Pembroke Pines area. So, you know, it was kind of quite a drive to kind of meet my daughter, and we had a very nice dinner and walked around. So we actually had a fantastic time, and I hope you guys did too. Spend a little mom time in there. But it was great. Took my mom to church. You know, she does her usual Sunday routine. That does not, you know, falter even if it's a holiday. She's got to do her thing. So I made sure that she got all her stuff and got all settled, and then we were able to kind of go out and have a great time. So I hope you guys did too. Because it was really a beautiful day, and I hope in your area it's really nice as well. This morning it is a little rainy here in Miami, and woke up to some drizzle. I think now it's kind of full-blown raining out there, which is okay because we kind of needed the water. Yeah, it was getting a little dry. So I'm glad about that. But good morning, Houston area. Awesome. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff. So, we almost moved to the Houston area. I did. I almost moved there. We went to see some relatives who actually live out by the Woodlands area. And so when we were in the area, we kind of saw some houses, and we were so close to moving there. And then kind of the housing market kind of took a dump right around that time. And then everything kind of just went down the tubes, and we ended up not moving. So we stayed in Florida. But yeah, I love Texas. Very, very nice area. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Hello, hello. Hey, Faker McFake, Leslie. Preps for Eternity Homestead. Awesome. I love your name. Will Quilt, Tara. Nice. Okay. Okay, so let's get going. And if you haven't already, go ahead and grab your little cup of coffee and, whatever pastries or things you have ready, and get settled into your cozy little corner. And let's talk some crafting, shall we? Let me just grab a little drink. I am still drinking my water. I always start off with my water in the morning, and then I kind of move over to coffee and other things. Going a little slow today. So I guess, we had such a big meal last night. So still on the water part. So we've got a couple things to tell you guys about today. So you know what? Let's start off with our crafting news, because we've got a couple of items to let you know about. So let's go over to our crafting news segment. So we got quite a few things to talk about on here. Okay, so the first thing that we have here are some big hearts and even bigger stitches that are making a difference in Englewood, Florida. So the Sunshine Quilt Guild donated $3,000 to St. David's Jubilee Center, and they offer a free food pantry and run a clothing donation program to help fight hunger and poverty. So the donation will help the center buy a generator for the food pantry just in time for hurricane season. Yes, that is right around the corner, guys. So the generator is going to help keep the food from spoiling and provide a cool place for people to charge their phones or just rest if the power goes out. The guild has about 80 to 100 members. They meet every Monday at the church, and they bring food to share with the pantry. As one member guild put it, whatever we can do, we do. And this is just a great way to see quilters using their talents and generosity to make a difference in the world. So what a great story that is, huh? Then we're going to move over to some memory bears that are made with love in Weymouth. So in Weymouth, Massachusetts, Jody Russell is turning old clothes into handmade teddy bears with the help of families to remember their loved ones. Isn't that awesome? She started the Memory Bears of Weymouth during the pandemic, and she's made over 1,000 keepsakes from shirts, blankets, and even baby clothes. Each bear that she does takes about 12 weeks and is made, of course, with care. Now, she is a full-time teacher, so she sews on the weekends and dreams of running her business full-time after retirement. She works from home with sewing machines on her dining room table and fabric stored in the cellar. People trust her with her most treasured memories, and she's proud to bring them comfort one stitch at a time. Isn't that amazing? I think that's an awesome story. Okay, we've got one more here. Now, this is a shout out that we received. And remember, guys, you can fill out the shout out submission forms. Those are below. We've got the link there, so you can go ahead and submit that. And these are like birthday shout outs or any kind of event that is going around that you would like us to go ahead and let people know about. Fill it out in the form and send it over to us, and we will get them out into the open so everyone knows about maybe your craft fair or any event that's coming up, maybe in a quilt guild. So you can go ahead and do that. So let's see. We've got a shout out that we received from Heather, which is nice. Thank you, Heather, for submitting this, and she is calling all fiber lovers and crafty folks in Michigan. Okay, so this is a fun and creative event coming to Charlotte, Michigan. I'm sorry, Charlotte. She specifically told me it's not Charlotte like Charlotte's Web. It's Charlotte, okay? Charlotte, it's how you pronounce that. So I wanted to correct that. But a lot of people kind of see it and they think Charlotte like Charlotte's Web, but it's Charlotte, Michigan. And this is the 2025 Spring Makers Fest that's happening on May the 17th from 10 to 5 p.m. And it's at the Theo Savage Expedition Building at Eaton County Fairgrounds. So go ahead and mark your calendars now. That's May the 17th from 10 to 5. It's a one-day festival, and it's perfect for anybody who likes all kinds of fiber arts. So like yarn, fabric, tools, supplies, and, you know, a ton more things. They're going to have about a dozen vendors there. They're going to have all kinds of goodies, and they will have handmade gifts, supplies, tools. They're basically for today's modern makers, whether you knit, sew, weave, spin, or simply love handmade crafts. Now, this is an amazing event. Admission is only $5. It's cash only, and kids 12 and under get in free with an adult. So it's just a perfect day to get inspired out there. So you can stock up on some of your supplies and connect with some fellow crafters. So if you want more information on this, you can visit their website. It's springmakersfestmi.com. And you can plan a nice fun-filled day together with your friends. So thank you, Heather, for letting us know about this event. And I hope you guys, if you're in the area, please go ahead and attend, because it sounds like it's going to be a great event. Okay, so that's what I have for you in terms of the crafting news. Now, I think I hear our food truck coming. So for those of you, I think I saw on the chat, a couple of you were saying that you've been a little hungry. You want to bring on the food truck. So let's bring in the food truck for you guys. Alrighty, here we go. Don't worry about the calories on this because they just don't count, and we got all kinds of things for you. From pastries and coffee and donuts and all kinds of goodies. We've got some tea if you're into the tea, and don't forget we've got a couple of things that are healthy on there as well for all of you healthy folks. Don't forget your healthy snacks. Awesome. Okay. So there is your food truck, guys. Got all your snacks, I hope, and you're all ready to go. Okay, so now let's kind of get into some of the projects that we have, because we had a fun-filled weekend. I was hoping to get much more done than I got done, but that's okay. Let me just show you a couple of things. I'm really excited about one that I'm going to show you today. Let me just let you know about one thing. So I talked to you about the legit kits that I purchased and I'm going to be doing, which is called the Hooters. So I was kind of thinking, and I've been searching through YouTube and the web to see different ways so I could help organize myself when I do that project. And so I got a couple of things. I'm not too crazy about it, but I went ahead and got a couple of these right off of Temu. This is to kind of help me organize the pattern. So if you're familiar with legit kits, they have a bunch. It's all paper piecing, so it's a bunch of papers that you would organize, and they become tiny little pieces, especially with the Hooter. Hey Leslie, thanks for joining. And so there's a lot of people that organize these things in different ways, and I'm trying to find out what the best way is for me. So I did get these little binders, and sorry for the little plastic noise. Let me try to get this open. I got a couple of these. I'm not sure if I'm too crazy about them, but all it is, these are a binder. They have about 100 of these clear plastic sheets that I can put each pattern inside so I don't lose track of it and all the pieces kind of stay inside here. I'm a little worried about that. Oh, have I been watching Keith do his legit? I did watch a couple of them. Yes, I did. And I believe he's going to have another one this Wednesday. Yeah, but I have the Hooter. He's not doing the Hooter one. So it was kind of like, but that's okay. I will figure it out. It's going to be my first legit kit. So I'm a little nervous about it. So I've been, scouring around to try to figure out, is this going to be good for the pattern? Because there's two things you have to organize, right? There's the fabrics themselves that they give you, and then there's the pattern, the paper piecing part. So this is where I'm thinking the paper piecing part will be, and there's about 100 of them, and so I was thinking I can kind of make my own little tabs here on the end, so I'll be able to find them pretty easy if I need to. I'm a little worried about this top section here. It is, open, and there's kind of like not a way to close it. So I'm hoping that they don't fall out from here. So we're going to see how it goes. I might just put like a little piece of tape or something. That's nice. I use clear plastic envelopes. Yeah, I see. And what I like about the envelopes is that it's closed, and so I know the pieces won't fall out. What I'm afraid of is once I fill this up, the pieces will start sliding out from the top here. So I may just do something to kind of close up the top. I guess it'll depend. Once I start putting it in place, we'll see how it goes. But I bought 3 of these. They're in different colors. One of them is kind of like what you're saying in terms of an envelope. This one has like a little button here on the side. Let me try to get this one out so you guys could see it. Sorry again for the plastic. So this one, it has a little piece here that you put in, and then you kind of turn it so it stays. And then this has the same thing. It has the plastics, and then it just has a little kind of button so that you can kind of button like this and keep it closed. So let's see. In working in the deep dive sea turtle and the mini rose. Oh, that's the ones that you're working on? Awesome. Yeah, I got the Hooter. And now that I look at the Hooter, and I'm kind of like, oh wow, there's a lot of little tiny pieces in the Hooter that you have to put together. So I'm a little nervous about hitting all of those little points, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I do have the binder here, and this one has a little bit of a loop here to kind of help keep it closed. However, the opening is still on the top. So I'm still a little afraid that they might slide out this way. But maybe I'll just put like a rubber band or something going around it this way to make sure it stays together. What am I making? I am making the Legit Kits Hooter. It's a paper piecing. It's basically just a small quilt, like a little wall hanging. I didn't get the big one. I got the small one because it's my first one and I want to try it out. I don't have it with me right now. I do have it put away on the side because I was waiting to receive these. But I'll take it out maybe tomorrow and I'll show it to you guys. But yeah, these are the binders that I'm going to use for the paper piecing patterns. And then for the fabric, I'm trying to figure out how I could organize the fabric. Thinking just like a box and have folders, hanging file folders, and just kind of put them in there. I think that might be easier because there's just so many little pieces on the Hooter. So I'm hoping this little method may keep me organized when I do this. Are those threads or paints behind me? All these here on the side and behind me are all my threads, embroidery threads. I do a lot of embroidery. So yeah, I have sim thread. Actually, I still have it here because I was matching up some colors. Yes, I do. These are the sim thread. I've got the 63 spools as well as the 120 spools. I do have a couple of Madeiras on the ones that I use really often, like the black and the white. But the rest of them are pretty much embroidery thread up to here, and I don't think you guys see the other side of it, but I've got my sewing threads, my quilting threads going that way. So yeah, you've never seen them displayed upside down. Yeah, I actually did it that way because I like to be able to see the numbers, because when I'm working with the embroidery, it'll tell you the number, and so it's so much easier for me to kind of just look for the number. So I kind of turn them upside down, and that way I can see the numbers. I can kind of see the colors. I thought about doing just colors, but let me just show you a couple here. I'll grab a couple here. I've also got some metallic threads over here as well. These are some metallics, so some of them I haven't used yet, and they're still in the package, but see, they've got like some of the colors here, how it has the numbers on them. And this one is one of the metallics. This one's kind of a boring color. Let's get something pink that you guys can see. Yep, here we go. And so I put the little huggers on there so that the threads don't go all over the place. So it just makes it easy. Yes, that's my sister, Boricua Sonia Claus. She displays her threads that way too. It does make it easier to find. Yes, it does. It really does. And when you're kind of in a rush, you want to find the color right away, because I found in the beginning, I kept them in the boxes, and in the boxes, they all, are standing up like that. And so I kept having to like pick it up and look and trying to play whack-a-mole type of thing with the threads, trying to find the right color that they were asking for. Yes, and plus they don't wobble and fall off. Yeah, that's true. And yeah. So I like to kind of display it this way just for me to be able to find the threads faster, and, it's just a lot easier. Oh, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. So yeah, and then, when I'm done with the project, because another thing that I do is as I'm embroidering a project, sometimes when you get the projects, they don't necessarily have the thread colors for the color that you're looking at. Like maybe the project is going to say the Madeira thread color, and so then you got to get a thread converter, and you have to convert the thread color to the one that you have. And so sometimes you'll do that, and so I will line things up, and maybe the thread color that the converter is telling me is the equivalent of, I may grab it and, kind of like not like that color, or maybe I want to go with something else. And so it's a nice way to kind of have them lined up so that you can pick up the color, because as you can see here, they give you the color chart and they give you the numbers of those colors, right? So as you do that, you're kind of picking them up and you're looking at the color that they're giving you. But then if you're doing a conversion, you're able to see the color they're talking about. And if it's not something that's really going to go with the look that you're going for, it allows you to then just kind of take your color chart and you can kind of see what other colors are available. And I can kind of just pick them out really quickly and see if that's the color that I want. And as you can see here, they try to group them together for the most part. You see a lot of the reds are grouped together. The blues are grouped together. So they kind of stay around the same area. So it's really not kind of too much all over the place. This one is the 63 spool thread. This is the one that I very first started with. And I think, they're really, it's a nice set because it's got kind of a lot of the colors that you need. But I think that's one of the more challenging parts of embroidery, is when you're having to kind of convert your colors and trying to figure out what's going to work best for the project that you're doing. You like this idea? You'll turn your thread bands that wobble. Yeah, and they stay in place. They don't really pop out too much. It's, and some of these, you still even have the plastic on it because I didn't use that specific color just yet. I just find that it's a lot easier to kind of do it this way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Bernardo, how are you? It's good morning, and friends. Currently cloudy and foggy in Danville, Virginia. Well, I can hear the rain coming down right now. So it is rainy, rainy, rainy over here in Miami. So, okay. So let me get to the project for today because I'm excited. Now, this is a project my mom, like 99% of the time, has been working on day and night. So she's at the house and she loves to crochet and do all kinds of things. And she's been working on this project that it's a bedspread that she has already that was done when she was getting married way back then. And she worked on this bedspread with her sister to kind of put it together so that she could have it for her wedding. She wanted to have that, on the bed so they can take pictures and stuff with it. She didn't know the name of the pattern. It was just kind of something that she kind of had done long time ago. And I didn't know the name of the pattern until someone actually on one of the Saturday Crafternoons, we were kind of talking about it, and someone found the pattern. It's a vintage 1950s pattern that's out there, and they found it on Etsy and emailed me the link, and right away I bought it because I wanted that specific bedspread but in different colors, and I had her make it for me. I helped her out a little bit, and I'm really going to do this last part all by myself, so a little nervous about that. But it's a bedspread that it's taken over a year. I do have a king size bed, so it is quite large. But it is basically two patterns. It's a granny square and another granny square without the flower on it. And then we have the edging. So let me just kind of bring it out because it is quite large, so I probably will not undo the whole thing. So I do have it here. I'm going to try to bring it up here and see if I can pull it out. So I was really excited because my mom surprised me that she finished it. Well, she finished this top part and she finished this bottom, which I'm going to show you in a minute if I can get it out. I think I dropped the little threads, but I'll get that later. Okay, let me explain this here. Okay, I've got to open it up because it's inside out so that it wouldn't get dirty. So let me try to find one of the ends or edges here so I could open it up here. Okay. Let's see if I could open. Here's one side. I've got to kind of open up here. Here we go. So this is it right here. It is all hand crocheted. And I'm going to try to move it over to the side a little bit so you guys can really see it. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. So this is, again, all hand crocheted, and it's called Vintage, which is the name of the pattern. Now, the way my mom does not, she's a visual learner. She learned by just watching other people and then trying to do it herself. So she doesn't have the pattern. She just kind of does it by muscle memory, which is, I thought, amazing, because I was trying to do the pattern with her and it was really difficult. Yes, even the yellow flowers crocheted. Yes, everything is crocheted. Let me see if I can bring it up a little closer so you guys could see it. It's going to be a little difficult, but hold on here. So you can see here, these are all individual layers. There's three layers here, and then we've got the one on the bottom here. Let's see if you guys can see that. And then the second square is like a little X. And yeah, this is all hand crocheted and done by my mom. A little bit of me, not much, mostly her. But she, as I said, she's a visual learner. She never learned with books. So she learned by just watching others crochet and then just tinkering herself until she got it. And there was this one that she specifically wanted for her wedding. And so, she learned how to do it, and she just, hadn't done it in a really long time. But I always wanted that quilt, but I wanted like the colors that I wanted. I wanted the yellow, which is like a variegated thread here that she used. All of these, for the roses, it's like a variegated thread, and then the rest is just all white. And she used the number 10 crochet yarn, and I believe this one was called like an emerald green. It's very little that you use all around the roses here. But basically, because she learned by just watching, she couldn't really tell me what the pattern was. She just kind of would do it, and then she would say, no, that doesn't look right, and she would take it off. And so there was a lot of frogging going on there as she was crocheting until it finally hit her, and then she remembered, and oh yeah, this is it. And so then she whipped up, like, I had piles of the granny squares and the little X's. And then once all of them were done, then we went ahead and we started putting them together and just kind of crocheting them in, making each square together. And so we have the entire size. It's a king size, so it is quite large here. And so we were able to finish that, and then we had to decide what we were going to do with the edges. And so the edging here, we had to figure out how to do this. And so in the one that she basically has the threads kind of just hanging off to the side. And although it's nice, and I think that's beautiful, what I don't like about that is the threads start to tangle over time. And so you have to constantly keep kind of pulling the threads and making sure that they're nice and, falling down and not knotted up. So I didn't really like that. So I wanted something a little bit different. And so we came up with this. Yes, now you can pass that down for generations. She will live forever through their wonderful work. Oh yeah, I've got tons of stuff that she's made for me. I can show you guys a couple. I bought a couple out here just so you guys could see. But this is the edging that we're going to put, and I have it kind of we've got it wrapped up on this little piece of cardboard here. And this is really simple to do. Instead of having the little pieces of yarn hanging, what we're going to do is this. And here's where my part has to kind of really kick in. I'm going to take my sewing machine. Let me undo this piece here. So we've crocheted all this here. And these are just really easy to do here. Let me see if I can get this closer for you guys. Kind of hard because it's a little heavy. And my hand doesn't go that way, so I've got to turn it this way. Okay. Can you guys see that? So it's all crocheted. Kind of goes, it loops round and round because she does it tightly, so it tends to be around. And then what she does in order to keep this shape, we have like 1 or 2 little points that we will do just so that they stay together. And so it stays nice and twirled. Otherwise, it would kind of unravel a little bit. And so we kind of just took a couple of little points here and we just made it so that it would stay. And then we have the little border going across on the top. And that's so that then we can kind of take this and put these together like that. And so the edge is going to look something like this. You guys can see that, where we'll have them together. We're going to sew this across using a zigzag stitch in white thread, of course, and then just kind of put this together, and then the edging will just be like that on the edge of the bed. So that's basically how it's going to look like. Your cat would love those dangles. Oh boy, Sassy. We'd have some problems there. Yeah. So this is what she surprised me with, was that she was able to finish it. I mean, we've been working on this for over a year. This took a long time, but you know, it is a lot of crocheting. It was a ton of yarn, thread. It's crochet thread. Let me see, do I have any? It's Aunt Lydia's. It's the classic thread. I've got one probably in the other room. Don't think I have. Well, this is not it exactly. This one, it's Aunt Lydia. This is the brand, but this is a metallic thread right here. But it is Aunt Lydia's. It's number 10. It's not the metallic. It's just the white. I mean, they come in beige and other colors too. But you can see how thin it is here. And this is pretty much the weight of it. So that's kind of what it looks like. Of course, I get the very big bundle of it. And we must have used, I don't know, at least 20 of those really big ones, because it does take a lot. It does take a lot. Especially down here on the border. This is like a hogger. Like, it will really eat up a lot of your thread. So that's what she surprised me with. And I was really excited about that because, you know, this is something we've been working on for a long time. And I know that she's been working on it and hasn't really, we've been so busy, I haven't really asked about it. I thought she kind of just put it to the side for right now. But apparently she just kept at it and kept working on it and didn't tell me anything. And then next thing I know, she's telling me it's done and she's showing this to me. So the only part we have left now is I need to attach the two together. I thought about just crocheting it in together, but I don't want to do another border. So my mom was saying, no, just take the sewing machine, do a zigzag stitch and attach it that way. So I'm going to give that a try and see how it goes. And then if it turns out well, I'll just go all the way around on here. And she told me that she's got more than enough in here, so I'm probably going to overlap. So I'll have some extra. It's amazing how your mom made all of that without a pattern. Yeah, and that's truly the amazing part. And that was kind of so frustrating for me because she's a right-handed person, right? So I'm left-handed. So it's really difficult if you're into crocheting. A lot of the patterns and videos and things that you see out there are all right-handed. They have a few that are left-handed, but not too many out there. And so when you're left-handed, everything is backwards, right? So you're trying to learn, and then at the same time, you're doing things backwards, trying to figure it out. So it makes it a little bit difficult. And then because she does all this like through muscle memory and she's doing it so fast, like she'll do it and then, no, that doesn't look right, and take it out and do it. So it makes it really hard for me to learn off of her. A couple of times I recorded her And then I tried to slow it down and just kind of rewatch it that way, but it wasn't working. And that's why I was glad one of our subscribers out there found the pattern just based off the picture, and she sent me the link and I was able to purchase the pattern. So now I have the pattern and it is spot on to what she was doing here. So she's got an amazing memory in terms of being able to do things visually. Like I said, she didn't learn by books. She just learned by watching and doing and playing around with all kinds of different things. Like she would just watch a little video or something and then she'll just do it. But she doesn't understand the terminology, the double, the single, the triple crochet, none of that stuff, none of the stitches. She's not really a book type of learner. She was more visual for that. Hey, Barbara, good morning from Ohio. So, so let's see. Let me see what else I see in there. Okay. So yeah, I see a couple of comments with vinegar as well. But Barbara, I wanted to say thank you to Barbara. She purchased our CD. Thank you, Barbara. That was really sweet of you. For those of you that don't know, guys, we have our crafting tune CDs that's available out there. If you guys want to kind of show your support, I'd really appreciate it. This is just on the music that we have is volume 1 and volume 2. And a lot of the music that we use on our channel, we kind of create ourselves. So I hope you guys enjoy some of that. So we're just going to keep chucking along and try working on a couple of things for you guys. So I just wanted to show this to you, and then I'm going to put this over to the side so I can kind of show you a couple of other things that she has done that I pulled out so that I could share them with you. Let me see if I can drag some of these out of the way here. I'm going to kind of put these over to the side. And we still have some time, so I'm able to show you some of the stuff. So this are some of the things that, sorry for the plastic noise, I'll try to keep this down here. So I do have a couple of things that she's actually made, and this was for my wedding. So back in the day when we got married, this was in 1997, so we've got the date on here. You would put a little corsages on everyone as they came in, and just to kind of thank them for being a little guest. And so she handmade these. These are all crocheted, and then we got little ribbons and little embellishments to put, and then we got the ribbons printed. So we were able to put these on all of the guests and thank them for coming. And so this was one of the ones that we made. Let me bring this closer so you guys can see it. Let me see if I can put it on top of something. It just makes it easier for you guys to see it there. Okay, this might be a little better. So this was one that she made for me for my wedding. And again, we just weaved the ribbon in and out and then got the ribbon printed, put some embellishments on here, and this is all hand crocheted. So these were pretty simple to do, and we just made these for all of our guests. And so I thought, these are like my little memories of the stuff that she has done. Then I also have the little money bag. And these were embellished with little pearls. And got little ones here. So I gotta kind of be careful on these. They kind of get stuck a little bit. So she did these with little pearls on here, on the edges. And then did a little strap on the top, and it is lined on the inside. And so you can just kind of, hold that here. And then she's got our initials on here, an H and an N. So these are some of the things. And this design was kind of a little boxes, almost like a checkered. Oh, Debbie, you crocheted roses for a woman in the nursing home. Her daughter found me after she passed and she wore it every day. Aw, she loved it and brought her so much joy. It does. It brings a lot of joy to people, you know? Let's see if I can get this going. Can you see that? So this was a really nice one. And all these things, they really mean a lot to me. They're very special, knowing that she handmade these for me for my wedding. So, you know, I do keep them and I like to kind of have them. So, you know, if my daughter gets married, you know, I'll try to do the same for her. This is like over 30 years old, as you can see. We got married in 1997. So, yeah. And let's see. I've got, of course, the little handkerchief that she made for me. And so, you know, she kind of just crocheted around it. That was really fun. Really cute. And let's see. We also have, gosh, what do you call this? The boutonniere, something like that. She hand crocheted as well. And then we've got a little blue ribbon kind of weaving in and out on here as well. So this was something else that she made. But how do you care for them and store them? Basically, I vacuum pack them into food savers, just so that the air, you know, keep it airtight, keep it, you know, in. I have like a box that I have all those kinds of things. I kind of took them out today, because every once in a while I like to kind of rotate them, check them, make sure they're good, because you don't want them to kind of just sit out. They'll start turning like a yellow color, so you have to, you know, kind of really be careful. And since these are kind of heirlooms for me, I like to kind of store them that way. And then another one that she made was, this was what my little flower boy was carrying for my wedding. And yeah, I had like a lilac theme for my wedding. So we had little, and I guess she knew about the birdies back then, because she's got the two little birdies on the top. This is what the ring boy would carry. And so she's got the little rings attached here onto the ribbon. And then we kind of weaved the ribbon all the way around. And so let me show you the back here. And then we've got pearls on the end as well. So let's see here. No moths. No moths. That's why everything's vacuum packed. Yeah, it's definitely a way to like keep the air out of it, keep it nice and safe. And she's got a little satin pillow on the inside of this. And then let me switch it around. Got all the ribbons and stuff. It just keeps it nice and safe when you vacuum pack it, and waterproof, because you never know, something could happen in your closet and you can get water in there for whatever reason, and then it would be ruined. So this would save it. And so on here, you've got, you know, she kind of just looped it together just to give it some visual interest. And then she's got the two little birdies on top. I thought that was just too cute. Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's just really nice to have these, and I like to kind of keep them. And you know, she even made me little dresses. When I was little, she was a seamstress, so she made little dresses for me and my sister all the time, and sometimes we hated them because we were like, do we really have to wear that? But now I look back and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know why I didn't want to wear it when I was little. Yeah, but they're really nice little projects, and I've got tons more. If you haven't checked out the video with my mom, you'll see the actual bedspread that she has on her bed. I do show that. It's behind us when I'm interviewing her on the video, so you can see some of the other gorgeous work that she has, tons of table runners and dollies, and she's crocheted for so many years, and she's just got so much stuff out there that it's amazing. And so, yeah, I'm able to kind of treasure these, and, you know, I have something that I will always remember her by. So it's really, really nice. Okay, so it's getting towards the end of our hour, so let me just jump into a couple other things that we have. Let's start with our inspirational quote of the day. Okay, so for today's quote of the day is, "You are the artist, the historian, and the heart behind the needle." Isn't that true? And that's how, you know, I kind of portray my mom is the artist, she's the historian, and she is the heart behind the needle of every single one of these projects that she's made and gifted to others, because there's tons that she has gifted to others. So it's really, really nice that as creators, you know, we get to kind of put these things together and then kind of just gift them off, and people will remember us by that. So yeah, I'm glad you liked the quote. Nice. Thank you. Okay, so let's go to our top comedy 5, because we got some fun things to share with you guys, and let's get the little giggle going, huh? Alrighty, so our top 5 is what my bobbin would say if it could talk. And number 5 is, who needs a soap opera when you've got thread drama? Isn't that the truth? We certainly had some thread drama last week. So yeah, this worked very well. And number 4, what would my bobbin would say if it could talk is, I'm a rebel on the run. Literally, I just rolled under the table again. All right, and number 3, what my bobbin would say if it could talk. Oh, we're halfway through the seam. Perfect time for me to run out. Yeah, don't we just hate that? Right in the middle of the project is right when the bobbin kind of runs out on you. It just drives me nuts. All right, number 2, what my bobbin would say if it could talk is, oopsie, she's got 27 of me, none in the right color. Oh well. Yeah. That did happen to me the other day when I was doing the In the Hoop project. I needed to have the bobbin the same color and I didn't have it. A little annoying. Alrighty. And the number 1 is what my bobbin would say if it could talk. I've heard her say more curse words than her seam ripper has. And that is our top 5, folks. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. So we are still having that rainy weather because I can hear it pouring in out there. And I hope that wherever it is that you guys are, you have a little bit better weather than I do here. So I hope you guys really have a fantastic day. I hope you guys enjoyed your Mother's Day weekend. And now it's kind of just time to get back into our swing of things and get into that craft room and get some of those projects done. Awesome, awesome. All righty. You hate when that happens, Robin? Yeah. Thank you. I think everyone seems to enjoy that little segment. Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, that's it, folks. That's all I have for you today. Just don't forget to tune in tomorrow and we'll go ahead and get some more project work done, right? Thank you again for tuning in today. I really appreciate all of you, each and every one of you. So let's head over and continue our support for other YouTubers out there. Let's go on over to see Power Tools with Thread. I'm sure Becky is just getting ready to start her show, so we can move over to that YouTube channel and get her going and say good morning to her. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. by now. Keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.